What an incident do you think?
Captain, I want to do a file. I want to file a report. I want to file a report on her.
This female cop thought she could do as she pleased, but she was instantly put in her place and humbled. Today we will dive into some shocking cases where corrupt cops immediately regretted messing with the wrong people.
They're intimidating me. This whole situation. Look at how many of them. I want an incident report right now.
I'm not gonna ask you for what.
They're one intimidating me. I have videos of this individual telling me. I have videos of this individual telling me that he was gonna assault me. I want to make an incident report right now. These individuals.
All right, you stay over there.
I'm telling.
I know, but just stop moving so much. You know, like just.
I can move.
You know, you really can't because your hands are going everywhere. So just.
All right. So these two individuals right here.
All right, stop pointing people.
What do you mean? So I can't do anything?
Yeah, you
No,
know.
Your hands are.
Are you the supervisor?
No.
Who's the supervisor? Who's the supervisor? Who's the supervisor? Who's the captain?
We know
Call the captain. Call the captain.
We don't call captains for this.
Call the
Stay
sergeant.
over here, okay?
Call the sergeant.
Just stay
Call the
over here.
sergeant. I'm gonna move wherever I want.
While he kept claiming that he had done nothing, the officers didn't take long before escalating the situation and holding him accountable.
Why haven't any of these officers given me their names?
You need to tell me,
Officer,
and you need
what?
Listen.
No.
listen.
I don't need to
Watch
know
your
my.
hand.
I don't need.
Watch your hand.
I don't need
Watch
to
your
do
hand.
anything. I don't need to do anything. I don't need to
Watch
do
your
anything.
hand.
I don't need to do anything.
I'm telling you to watch your
Am
hands.
I arrested?
The second that you touch me, yeah, you are.
Have I touched you?
Okay, I'm making
Have I
sure that
touched
you watch your hands.
Have I touched you?
Because you're a
Have
little
I
drunk.
touched you? Have I touched you?
You hear me?
Have I touched you?
Did you hear what I said?
Have I touched you?
Did you hear what I said?
Have I touched you? Yes, sir. Have I
Okay.
touched you?
So what do you think the
Have I
incident
touched
was?
you?
What do you think? It's okay. What an incident do you think?
Captain, I want to do
What?
a file. I want to.
What?
I want to file a report. I want to file a
You gotta
report on
leave
her.
right now.
No. I want
got-
business cards. I
You got
want.
3 seconds to leave. Okay.
She just put her hands on me.
Because you're invading our space.
No.
You got nothing to do
I have
with
it all on
report.
video. She just put her hands on me.
All right.
I.
2,
What am I doing?
3. Put your hands behind your back right now. Cuff them up.
He was eventually arrested and taken to the police station where he was charged with disorderly conduct. Shocking to see how cops reacted to being filmed, and soon after this incident, famous auditor Sean Paul Reyes decided to pay a visit to the police department and check on them.
What'd you say? Wasn't that rule rescinded?
Only for a Mr. Reyes. May I see your ID, please?
What's your name and badge number first, sir?
Sergeant Carroll. Should number
Sergeant Carroll.
Yep. All right. No, he's good.
Sure. So I was contacted by a resident of New York. He showed me a video where his rights were violated, and he was filming the police here. And this
In the precinct?
No, this precinct responded to an incident. He was filming the police. They didn't like that, so they ended up arresting him for disorderly conduct. His name is Lazaro Perez. It happened on October 3rd.
Okay. Would you like to make some family CCRB or?
Yeah, I would like you to take the complaint, if that's all right. I would like you to take the complaint. Just because he can't come in here and record his complaint process himself, so.
It turns out that Sean is the only individual who has federal approval to film inside the New York Police Department. He went over to the officer aiming to file a complaint against the cop who had arrested the individual earlier.
So I want to text you. It wasn't me, no. I'm filing. No, but I'm filing on his behalf as a citizen. He's going to file his own, but I wanted to document his own complaint. I wanted to document the complaint filing process because he can't.
It says completed in your own handwriting.
Right. No, I don't want to fill it out. I would like you to fill it out for me. Because what if I couldn't read or write it?
If you couldn't read or write.
Right. Just want to make sure you guys are following procedures.
Oh no, let me call CCRB and find out.
Yeah, sure, no problem. Do you think following procedures is funny, officer? You do? Can I get your name and badge number? Isn't that procedure too? So you're not going to give it?
Sean does a brilliant job of holding these tyrants accountable using his right to record to great effect.
They said since you're known to the department, you filled out paperwork before, so we know that you can fill out paperwork.
But if I wasn't able to fill out paperwork, just so we're
So that I
clear.
get the language line and do some other procedures.
But there is procedures for people who are illiterate.
Yep.
Okay. No problem. I just wanted to make sure. So you're the desk sergeant?
Yes.
So as a desk sergeant for this precinct here, is it okay is that part of your policies and procedures to arrest people for filming the police?
Inside the precinct?
No, just in general, filming law enforcement
No.
activity. So if you saw a video that shows an officer arresting somebody for simply filming them, that could be concerning to you.
Well, I have to see, what their reasoning was. I wasn't there. I had to be
Right,
there.
but if you saw a video where a law enforcement officer was from your precinct was arresting a
Just
member
for
of the public just for filming and charging them with disorderly conduct, that would be concerning to you?
Right.
Okay. So I will get you the video. Don't worry. I'll get it to you. I'm going to be publishing a story. I just want to come here and check it out. As you know, I have a federal court order that allows me to record inside of all of New York City precincts. So I wanted to just exercise that right to investigate what happened to this poor gentleman.
Shortly after, Sean left the building, assuring that he would return to file a complaint against the officer who had made the illegal arrest.
Maybe somebody knew. How long ago was it?
Oh, it happened on October 3rd.
So pretty new. So
Yeah.
maybe somebody
Officer Medina.
I'm
Okay.
pressing on that.
All right. Well, I'll definitely fill out this complaint form, and I'll see if I can talk to CCRB. Did the CCRB have a headquarters or an office?
Yep.
If I can get that address for you, from you.
The address, phone number,
Perfect.
email.
Perfect. Thank you, Sergeant. I appreciate it. Appreciate your time today talking to me, and I appreciate you clearing it up. I know at first we were, no recording, automatically go to no recording. So thank you for being knowledgeable of, a court order that's in effect. Thank you.
Officer Medina was involved, and we hope that action is taken against this corrupt cop. Now, while these cops made a huge mistake, these next tyrants made such a foolish decision, risking people's lives.
Hey, give up your hands. Give up your hands.
On October 3rd, 2024, a woman contacted 911 complaining about an individual carrying a gun on the side of the road. Let's hear what she had to say.
Hi, there is what appears to be a gentleman that has a dark hair, black top, black shorts, that is on Lexington and Cole. A lot of the parents have said that he might be brandishing what looks like a gun, but we're not too sure if it's fake or real.
The cops arrived at the scene quickly, identifying the individual and confronting him and escalating the situation.
Hey, drop your head. Drop your head. Drop it. Drop it. Drop it. Drop. Turn around. Turn around. Turn around. Turn around. Hey, drop that. Where's your head? He had something in his hand that looked like a gun.
The suspect took off running, and the officers jumped into their cruiser to chase him down. But what happened next will leave you completely shocked.
Suspect wants to go eastbound across going on Lexington. At any end of the vicinity, 6846, there's a close in a backup area. United supervisor, let me know. What's up?
Watch out, watch out. Hey, shots fired, shots fired, shots fired, shots fired. Officer needs stop, shots fired.
The officer had no clue what he was doing, aimlessly shooting from his car facing the road. He put innocent lives at risk, and the situation could have ended in absolute tragedy.
Station 480, go 6 possible. At any end of the vicinity, 6846, there's a close in a backup area. United supervisor, let me know.
What's up? Watch out, watch out. Hey, shots fired, shots fired, shots fired, shots fired. Officer, no stop, shots fired.
Shots fired.
To make matters worse, the individual, later identified as Daryl Morgan, wasn't even carrying a firearm. In fact, he was only carrying a lighter-shaped gun.
Shots fired. Units, officer needs help. Finance Mountain, officer needs help. Finance Mountain, area unit, 2 men on highway frequency, area units, over.
36 shots fired. Suspect on line from phone. Make it a hell call, shots fired. Suspect currently on line, just north of Mountain.
Go back in.
Any in the vicinity, please rush with your
Go back, go back. Hey, get on your back!
Officer needs help flying north of Fountain. Officer needs help flying north of Fountain. And you need to come in and play with frequency shots fired.
Eric, the suspect does have something in his hand and pointed at officers. And,
Don't reach for anything!
northbound home.
Drop everything!
Line from Fountain.
Eventually, the officers moved in to arrest him and then quickly realized they were firing openly in public for a lighter.
Hey, don't move! I'll grab the gun. Don't move! Don't do it, you! Don't do it! Hey, give up your hands! I can't do that! Give up your hands! You got me fucked up! Don't get it right there! Like that! I didn't have to wait outside! Put your hands behind your back, guy! Put your hands right there! I didn't have to wait outside!
Fortunately, no one was injured despite the reckless officers firing. On the other hand, Morgan was arrested for resisting arrest. While this was incredibly bizarre to see, this next police officer was caught doing something that would leave you stunned.
Door? Hell no!
On June 5th, 2019, an individual named Ramon Brown entered a gas station when a police officer pulled him over. Little did he know that things would get incredibly tough for him.
This is up, huh?
625? Why don't you just sit in the car?
What'd I do?
625? Sit in the car. Get in the car. That's expired, is it not?
Well, what did I do?
Sit in your car. Sit in your car. Sit in the car. All right, I'll take your license and your proof of insurance.
Despite having every legal document, the officer was adamant about the traffic stop for an expired temp tag. Keep watching to find out what his real intention was.
What did I do? 65, a suspicious vehicle. You stand over there. At the BP station, 3rd Nicollet. It's an unlicensed vehicle, sir. Hey, I need your license and proof of insurance. Your temp tag is expired. Can I be any more clear to you?
I got the registrations right there. That's what I was trying to tell you.
You need to have license plates on your car. Give me your license and your proof of insurance, or you're going in handcuffs. God damn.
Officer Ty Jindra was aggressive from the start, ready to turn a simple traffic stop into a shocking confrontation.
All my registration tags.
No proof of insurance?
At last squad may be at 3rd and Franklin. They don't believe there's a BP at 3rd and Nicollet.
Yeah, I'm at 3rd and Franklin. All right, step out of the car.
Heavy.
Turn around, translate back.
And 5050 start to basketball. Heavy.
Why are you driving without a license, man? Huh? That's kind of stupid, isn't it?
Heavy.
Let's go. You got anything illegal in the car?
A simple traffic stop that should have been over with a ticket or even a warning was now turning into a full-fledged search of Brown's vehicle while he was handcuffed in the back of a police car.
DC. 6580, I'm code 4.
Copy code 4, 2257.
Hi, can I help you?
Copy.
We'll be out on 1 gallon.
Copy. Do you need EMS started? Code 4, code 3. Copy. And are you code 4 for them? Are you code 4 for EMS?
120, we are code 4.
2258.
Finally, Officer Jindra found something enclosed in a paper, and that is when the traffic stop took a completely different turn.
We'll copy your code for 2301. Copy.
Oh, man. What's up? What's your buddy got in your car? What is it? What is this? Huh? What does that look like to you? You don't know? No idea, huh? What would you guess it be? I have no idea. You have no idea? Alright, I'll just tell you.
Instead of disclosing what was inside or even calling backup to verify and save it as evidence, the officer put it in his pocket and went over to arrest another individual who was just minding his own business.
You were the one right here, weren't you? Yeah, put your hands behind your back.
What?
Put your hands behind your back right now.
What? I don't want. What? What did I do?
Stop.
What did I do?
Stop it. Stop moving.
What did I do?
Park 121.
What did I do? What did I do?
121 for us.
Your buddy said that the door is yours.
Hey,
Get back away from me.
What's mine?
Quit it.
What's
Stop
mine?
moving. Stop moving.
What is mine?
Stop.
I just asking because I just came to get him. That's
Okay, you can stand back there.
What is mine?
Get out of here.
What is mine, sir? What is mine? What is mine, sir? Hell no! Cocaine in the door? Hell no!
It turns out there were narcotics in the folded paper, and the sinister officer's intention was to use them for his own addiction. But for now, he wanted to get out of the traffic stop that he had conducted.
How you say something
Dude,
is
just
mine?
relax, okay?
Well, how you say something is mine? Ain't nothing in mine.
Relax.
What the?
Okay?
Yeah, how can you say something
Relax.
is mine? Ain't nothing in mine. What the? What is mine? Ain't nothing in mine.
Okay, hey, just give me 1 second and he's gonna go with you, okay?
Okay.
I don't like when people walk up to me.
I'm sorry, I don't want. I was just
Okay.
Step
back here.
What do you mean something's mine?
Well, it's either yours or his, right?
No. Ain't
No?
nothing's mine. Ain't nothing's
man.
mine, man. Nothing.
I'm gonna uncuff you. You're gonna walk away from me, okay?
Yeah.
I'm gonna uncuff your buddy.
Eventually, the officer let both the driver and the other individual go without any tickets or a warning. It turns out that he used to conduct regular stops like this in order to steal narcotics.
You're transporting two.
What's your license plate in your window?
76356.
Put your license plate. Put your license plates on.
That's why I was going. I just got it today for my brother. That's why I was trying to explain to you that the plates is in the registrations is all right there in the window.
All right.
Can I show you?
I'm gonna give you a break. You have a license, you know that, right?
Yes, but because I was just using my brother's car. Can
All
I
right.
show you the plates?
Go ahead.
I'll show you. The guy who bought the car from, he told my brother, he said, don't put him on until June 2nd. He said, don't put him on until...
Well, it's July.
Oh, well, yeah, I know. But he been having a car sitting.
All right. Well, put them on.
Should have a yellow tag then. And he just
I just pulled off because it expired a month ago.
That's what I'm saying. It's my brother's car. I didn't...
Next, this auditor took it upon himself and took these corrupt cops to the cleaners.
We've now been asked to be removed from the chambers. So,
there's no reason to remove me from the chambers because I am not interfering with
clearly
you.
chosen to
I'm
violate
ready.
the rules of the
Excuse me.
Chamber,
Excuse
sir.
me.
Police officers wield considerable authority, but sometimes their arrogance leads them astray until they are put back in their place. Today we'll be diving into cases where overzealous or incompetent cops got exactly what they deserved. On December 3rd, 2024 in New Jersey, Joel Bassoff and other residents protested when they were met with quite strict council meeting regulations. Let's see what happened in the meeting.
Wrong I'm holding up an American flag to represent the constitutional values that
I'm
we
going to
should
have to
be
give you
loyal
a
to.
warning, and if you continue, I will have to forfeit. You'll have to forfeit your time.
Well,
Sir, you're forfeiting your time.
it's my
if you
constitution. It's
continue,
my
I will
constitutional
ask
right
you
to
to
do
now.
this. If you get sued, you will lose. My suggestion to you is that you get a second opinion from competent counsel because you are wrong. You are interfering with the performance of the meeting by interfering with the right to speech of a member of the public.
Officers wasted no time enforcing the council's new ban and escorted Joel Bassoff out for simply displaying an American flag. Another case of authority going too far.
Your time should be forfeited. Your position should be forfeited. By your actions, you forfeit your right to preside over this meeting.
Please have it in the room. That's another thing. Room. Thank you.
Shame on you.
Officers, you can have it in the room.
No, my time's forfeited. I'll sit
Mr.
back.
Bassoff, you continued after your time was forfeited, you continued after the officers told you to sit down, you continued after the council president repeatedly asked you to stop. You've now been asked to be removed from the chambers. So,
There's no reason to remove me from the chambers because I am not interfering with the
clearly
quorum.
chosen to
I'm
violate
ready.
the rules of the
Excuse
quorum
me.
of the chambers,
Excuse
sir.
me. I'm ready to sit here quietly, and I will not interfere with your decorum. So I have a right to be here.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor? All right. This council meeting has been recessed for 5 minutes. We'll be back at 7:24.
Are you ejecting him from the meeting? Officers, are you ejecting him from the meeting?
The council members defended the new rules, saying that they were required to restore peace. Despite no ban on the American flag or the U.S. Constitution, they still tried to enforce their own rules. Yet another case of authority overstepping its bounds. You would think the officers would know the law they are supposed to enforce, but this next case proves that's not always the case.
Sir, can I get a supervisor out here, please? Let's get a supervisor.
Okay, well, we need to get your information.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
On August 20th, 2024, a man was peacefully recording in public outside of a bank when employees decided to interfere. Instead of respecting his rights, they approached him, trying to control what he could and couldn't do in a public space.
How you doing?
Doing good. How can I help you?
You got a bottle of water and a lollipop?
I do not, but you are not allowed to video the branch.
Why is that?
Because it's a federal institution, you cannot video it.
Oh, I don't plan on going inside of your bank. I'm not doing
You can't
nothing.
video the outside of my branch. It's a bank.
Okay.
You cannot video it.
But I'm actually working on something.
Okay, but you can't video the branch.
Well, I'm not going to be out here long. You know, just a few more hours. I'm not going to be too long out here.
Either stop videoing, or I will call security and have them stop you.
Security?
You cannot video the
Oh,
branch.
you can call security. Security can't do nothing. Just don't call the... Okay.
You can get off our property.
I'm not on your property.
You are. We own this whole thing.
You on the sidewalk?
We own all of this.
What's your name?
My name's Jillian Parker.
Jillian. Okay.
After the first worker falsely claimed ownership of the entire sidewalk, more workers came forward, making things even more unreasonable. It is alarming to see such entitlement, but their behavior only exposed their ignorance for all to see.
They checking the door and making sure the door is... How you doing?
Hi. If you could just exit our building area, I'm their district operations manager.
And what's your name?
My name's Jacqueline.
Okay.
And I would prefer that you don't record me.
And what's your name?
What can we help with, sir?
I asked her, did you have a bottle of water and a lollipop?
No.
You don't?
They don't have bottled water for clients.
Or lollipops?
You can go through the drive-thru if you would like, but we can't have you videoing and taking surveillance of our building.
And like I
So
told...
I'm going to ask that you leave the premises, or we're going to have you escorted out.
Like I told the young lady that just came out,
So why are you still recording? What is the purpose?
I can't even talk. You won't stop talking.
No, because we've asked
Okay.
you to leave.
Okay.
So we'll just have an escort come take you out.
An escort?
Police escort.
You gonna call the police?
Yes.
You must want me to leave, huh?
The district manager knew that she was in the wrong, but instead of handling the situation professionally, she resorted to threat. Shockingly, she demanded that the man stop filming and even threatened to call the police.
You're videoing a bank. You need to exit our building property.
But like I told the lady, I don't have no intent on going on you guys' property.
Anybody that comes out here with a video or camera, we're going to come approach. So we're going to ask that you go ahead and leave.
And that's fine. Like I was just telling her, I have no intent on going on you guys' property or on the inside.
Videoing our building.
But
that is a security issue, and I'm asking you to stop.
But I'm not on your.
Okay. Thank you.
Just.
We'll come.
Why you can't talk to her? Like.
Yeah, you got to turn the video off.
Why do I have to turn the video on?
This is a security issue. This is a bank.
Why'd you walk up so close?
So I could talk to you.
I can hear you.
Okay.
Like I was telling her, I'm working on something pretty big. This is big for me. So I told her I was just coming down here to do some recording.
Okay.
We're
not allowed to do that.
From the sidewalk?
Correct.
The employees had no valid reason to intervene, yet they acted irrationally. The man was recording from a public sidewalk, a space that is open to all. Their attempt to meddle highlighted their ignorance of basic rights.
Well, here, I'm just going to go around there, then I'll get the, maybe the drive-through. Is this where the employers park at?
You can't video the bank.
But I'm not on your property.
But you can't video the bank. It's a security issue.
For what?
For the employees who work here.
What are their concerns?
That people who would want to rob this bank would video it to see how things operate and then use that. You're not allowed to video.
How crazy do that sound, man? I told her
you
I
don't
was
work in the industry. You don't work in the bank. That's a security protocol. You need to stop.
Okay, well, I told her I was...
They are going to call the police.
I mean...
It's up to you.
She's really calling the police?
Yes.
You really think she's doing that?
I know she is.
She must want me to leave, huh?
No, they want you to stop recording.
So if I stop recording, everything's good?
Do you have business at the bank?
I'm not at the bank. I'm on the sidewalk.
Okay.
That's the whole thing.
Okay, I'm just telling you, they're calling the police.
Okay.
The staff of U.S. Bank showed a startling lack of readiness and entitlement. Their lack of professionalism was on full display, which would literally frustrate anyone.
It's up to you.
I mean, if she calling the police, it's too late now. No matter if I stop or anything. If I'm standing right here, they still gonna pull up. So, but is this where the employers park at?
That's not the question that we're gonna answer.
Okay.
Why do you need to know that information?
Because I was gonna actually record their cars and get their tag numbers.
Why are you doing that?
Because she's calling the cops. Why are you doing that?
Because you're not allowed to video that type of information.
I actually am allowed to do this, sir.
You're not.
Are you a better man?
I'm telling you, when the police show up, they're going to ask you to leave and tell you to stop.
How about this? If you're wrong, would you apologize to me? If I'm wrong, I'll apologize to you. And of course, they'll make me leave. But I tell them before I leave, let me apologize to this gentleman and these ladies. So if you guys are wrong, would you guys apologize to me?
Sure.
Okay.
It is so ironic that a bank with glass walls panicked over someone looking inside from a public sidewalk.
Okay.
I'm going to hold you to it.
That's fine, but they're telling you they're going to make you leave.
Okay, I'm going to hold you to it, man. Okay. You know? But like I was telling you, I'm not going to be out here long, just a few more hours. I'm just going to get maybe the drive-through and
you're not.
I'm going to get the drive.
Not.
Okay, you going to walk with me? Come on. So we got a gentleman actually came out. He said that I can't record. This is Missouri, you guys. This is what they think. So I told him we was going to actually come over here and get the drive-through.
The situation could have been handled in a completely professional manner. The employees had other plans.
I can't hear you.
These are private vehicles. You are not at liberty to take pictures of.
I cannot hear you. Can you stop yelling so I can understand?
Loud, you can hear me.
I can't understand.
Take pictures of the vehicles in this parking lot.
Now say it one more time so I can understand what
Do not take pictures of the vehicles in a bank parking lot.
But I'm not on your property.
It doesn't
matter.
That matters.
It doesn't matter.
It does.
It doesn't.
This is private information. It is not for your use. You video me all you want.
Just go to the side.
No, I will
It's not like that. It's not how this works.
Hey, you guys, look at them, man. This.
See, but now, when the police do show up, it's going to be a real problem.
What does that mean?
It means that you're threatening the employees who work in this facility.
I didn't threaten nobody.
The employees' need to assert their authority was clear when they approached the man filming miles away from the bank. There was no reason to stop him, yet they did to add to the drama.
Then why are you videoing and taking that information?
I told you I was working on something.
What are you working on?
I can't even tell you how rude you guys came out talking to me.
Why can't you tell me what you're working on?
I would, but you guys been rude.
No. I haven't
Very
been rude to
rude.
you at all.
Maybe I'll give you that.
Okay.
I will give you that. But she has.
So can you tell me what you're working
No,
on?
because y'all a team and you still trying to stand in front of my camera.
But why can't you tell me what you're working on?
I could have, man, but you know, y'all came out a little y'all as a team, y'all came out a little disrespectful. You didn't, but
so then tell me.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. Can I be honest with you? Can you stand in front of my camera so I can make sure I did tell you this on
Can you
camera?
just tell me this
I'm gonna
now?
tell you if you let me get you on camera. You so
I've
close,
been on camera.
man. You are very close. Just
So
take
go
a
ahead
step.
and tell me.
I'm about to tell you.
Okay, go
So
ahead.
what I am here doing, man, I'm an independent journalist here gathering content for a story.
And what story?
I can't say.
Their paranoia speaks volumes, posing ignorance rather than awareness.
I've explained this to you, but you're not recording the sidewalk. You're recording bank information.
The bank?
Yes.
Bank information like what?
Like the building facility.
Exactly.
And how, if somebody wanted to rob this bank, they would go about doing it.
Oh my God, you sound well, man. I wonder why would you say that?
Because that's what people do. You've heard of bank robberies, correct?
I haven't heard of one.
You've never heard of a bank being
Only in
robbed
movies?
before?
Only in movies.
Really?
Only
You're
in
a
movies.
journalist that doesn't know anything about a bank robbery.
Only on movies.
What
When last time a bank got robbed? Any bank. It can be anywhere in the world.
This bank got robbed within the last 3 months.
For real? I can
Yes.
do a story on that. I'm a journalist.
Yeah, I don't believe that. What company do you work for?
Give me your business card. I'm going to send you the story when I'm done with it. I'm independent. I told you I was independent. Yeah.
Okay, so what have you been publishing before?
I got a lot of work published. Banks, government facilities.
The employee had no authority to ask so many questions, yet he overstepped his bounds. It is clear that he had no understanding of the rules.
I can barely hear you.
You gotta go somewhere else, please.
Why would you say that?
You gotta go somewhere else.
This is Titan's security, actually. He told me I gotta go somewhere else, so I guess he don't know the law either. That's why he's a security. That's why he's Titan security.
What law do you understand to be true?
Say that one more time.
How do you understand the law and being able
Because
to
this is what I
bank
do. This is what I do for a living. I think he's running from you.
Who are you?
I'm an independent journalist gathering
And what is
content
your
for a
name?
story. I told you I give it to. I'm not even going. I know you guys are going to see it. I'm not even going to email it to you. Typically, I email it to people so they can actually see what they look like, good or bad. This is U.S. Bank, actually on 63rd and Truth. I'm not surprised, you guys.
Just when things couldn't get any worse, a security officer arrived, and to no surprise, he was not any better than the employee.
How you doing? Can I get your name and badge number just so I know who I'm speaking to?
Yeah, it's Officer Holland 5826.
Great. How you doing, sir? Can I get your name and badge number just so I can know who I'm speaking to?
Right here.
I don't want to butcher it. How do you say that?
Okay.
Hey, what's going on? Why are you
No, I'm first, let me ID this guy, like his policy says. Can I get your name and badge number, sir, please?
5011.
Thank you so much for being professional. How can I help you guys?
Well, we got called here because you're videotaping stuff and they asked you to leave and you have not.
I didn't go on their property or on their
Okay,
property.
well, we also received another call from another bank of you doing the exact same thing about 30 minutes ago.
Okay, on the sidewalk.
So what are you doing?
I'm recording.
Why?
I let the guy know I'm an independent journalist gathering content for a story. I told him I have no ill intent. I'm not on you guys' property. I'm on the sidewalk.
Well,
So
what's the story?
I told him I can't say it's not published yet.
And if that wasn't enough, the employees called the cops on the man, escalating the situation even further.
Okay, but do you understand how it's weird?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Do you understand how it's legal for me to record on the public sidewalk?
Okay, well,
Why won't you tell him that?
Because
Because I'm on the public sidewalk.
you're still in the parking lot.
I'm on a public sidewalk.
Oh, all the way.
Sir, can I get a supervisor out here, please? Let's get a supervisor.
Okay, well, we need to get your information.
Absolutely not.
Okay. Then we'll put your hands.
Yeah, they just cuffed me, y'all. It's her right there hollering. Don't know the law. And she turned my camera off. That's why my camera just... Let me get back to the public.
Well, let's get off her property.
Look at Holland. I got you. You know the last time you see me, Miss Holland? This is not the last time you see me, Holland. Look at them. Yeah, you guys. So I'm up here at Security Bank. They came and cuffed me. You can still see the ring around me.
Now, without getting into investigation or gathering any facts, the officers arrested a law-abiding citizen simply for recording. Their rush to judgment showing a lack of professionalism.
What's up? You got something for me? No. You ain't got nothing for me? You ain't gonna say, you ain't gonna apologize? For what? You said if I'm wrong, if you guys are wrong, that you'll apologize.
What did I say that was?
So I told her I was just coming down here to do some recording.
Okay.
We're not going.
Not allowed to do that.
From the sidewalk?
Correct.
So if you guys are wrong, would you guys apologize to me?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna hold you to it.
That's fine, but
Okay.
they're telling you they're gonna make you leave.
Okay. I'm gonna hold you to it, man.
Okay. What did I say that was wrong?
Y'all said I cannot record this building, and y'all called the cops on me.
I didn't call the cops.
Yo, you said you would have. Man, it's okay, bro. Man, I'm about to get everything. Look at this, y'all. He ain't even a man of his word. Do not come to U.S. Bank.
The officer arrested the man and went too far in shutting down his recording. However, despite their approach, they later had no choice but to let him go, as he had committed no crime. This cop's ego got the best of him, but the next one took arrogance to a whole other level.
Learn your job, dude. I'm tired of you cops not knowing what your job is.
On February 12, 2025, a man stood outside Riviera Beach City Hall in Florida holding a sign supporting homeless veterans. Instead of respecting his rights, the building security guard chose to interfere.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry, you have to speak up. I can't hear well. Why that? Why's that? What's that? Yeah, solicitation is free speech. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm going to go ahead and do it. Yeah. Why would you do that? Because you cannot do it. It's free speech. It's free speech. This is City Hall property. All right, you don't have to call the cops, man. Yeah, I'm not going anywhere. I have a right to be here. This is free speech. You do have a choice. You can just leave me alone. That's the funny thing about it. You don't have to. You don't have to snitch, man. You don't have to snitch. You're snitching. I'm not snitching. You're not snitching.
The guard has no valid reason to escalate the situation, but he immediately started threatening the man, identified as Jeff, about calling the police. It is alarming to see such misuse of authority, proving once again how easily power can be abused.
Yes, I am. I have every right to be here just as much as anybody else does. I can explain it to them, okay? I'm all right, how are you?
I guess we got a complaint that you're asking customers for money, or you're bothering customers? Or
I'm not bothering customers.
Okay, what's going on?
I'm just out here spreading the message. God bless homeless veterans.
They don't want your presence here right now because I guess some people are feeling uncomfortable with you coming up and they're making complaints to them, and that's why they called me. So, are you conducting any business here? Or?
Like I explained to them, I am conducting business. I'm engaged in freedom of speech, freedom of religion on a traditional public forum, and I have just as much right to be here as anybody else.
Yeah, you do, but you have to be conducting business. And this is the city hall, so that's why, just give me a second. I'm gonna wait for my partner to get here.
All right.
Moments later, a cop showed up and approached Jeff. Unfortunately, she displayed the same disregard for Jeff's rights as the security guard.
Yeah, like I said, I'm engaged in free speech.
I understand that, and you're allowed to do your freedom of speech and whatnot, but obviously this is a timely hour where people are conducting business and they're not really comfortable with you coming up.
Normal business operating hours. Yeah.
Okay, so, but they're not comfortable with
What's the uncomfortable law?
Give me a second. Let me just wait till my partner gets here.
How you doing, sir? Why do I need to give you ID?
Double check something. He's recording. Just heads up.
What's going on?
He's recording too.
Yes or no question. Do you have ID?
Of course I have ID.
Can I have it, please?
No. I'm engaged in constitutionally protected activity on a traditional public forum.
I didn't ask you anything else. I just asked you for.
Okay. Well, I'm just letting you know.
No. Thank you.
The officer didn't expect any resistance, but Jeff was well aware of his rights. He refused to comply with the cops' unlawful demands and stood his ground.
I mean, well, I'm just letting you know I'm engaged in constitutionally protected activity on a traditional public forum. There's freedom of speech.
Thank you for sharing that.
What's your name?
It's Officer Brown.
What's your badge number?
4995.
Okay, what's your, are you body cam recording? What's your attitude, man?
I asked you a simple question, that's it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to have a conversation with you. Don't put your hands up to me like that.
I don't need a conversation.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, talk to the hand then. I don't like your attitude, man. But I will put you on notice that if you guys remove me from this property, you will be held accountable. Jackass.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Jackass. I don't like your attitude.
I didn't hear you.
I called you ass. I don't like your attitude. You come in here, you're supposed to be investigating. You should be asking me questions.
I did ask you.
You asked me for my ID.
Yes, sir.
Is my ID going to tell you whether a crime is afoot? Is my ID, you want me? Hold on a second. It's in my pocket. I'll get my ID out for you.
The officer was rude when he arrived and was taken aback when Jeff refused to comply with his request. Instead of acting professionally, he became even more rude.
Here's my ID right here. You want to ask it questions? Hey, ID, has Jeff committed any crimes, or is he suspected of committing any crimes? No, Jeff, you're not suspected of committing any crimes. See, getting my ID does nothing for your investigation. Learn your job, dude. I'm tired of you cops not knowing what your job is. Straight to ID. So just so you know, I would like to stay and enjoy my freedom of speech rights. But if they do say that I'm trespass, you give me a trespass warning, I'll leave.
I think my partner asked for ID. You refused to give it?
Yeah, I'm not committing a crime.
Did you refuse to give the ID? That's what I asked.
Yeah, I'm refusing to give ID. I'm not committing a crime.
So in order for us to trespass you, we got to get your ID.
No, you don't. You just trespass me.
No, because in our we give a CAD, so then if you come back, then you get arrested for
It's a civil matter.
That's how you see it. Civil matter or not?
No, that's how the courts see it.
Okay, I'm not going to argue with you.
That's how the law sees it. Okay. If you trespass me, I leave. I'm not giving you ID.
As the conversation continues, it becomes more evident these cops know nothing about the law. Instead of correcting their mistakes, they double down, exposing their own ignorance.
All right, so am I good to go, man?
There's other things to do in the city right now.
Am I good to go? No answer, just gonna walk away. Completely unprofessional. So they got the word to leave me alone, and they can't bring themselves to be big enough to say, yes, sir, you're good to go. There's better things to do in the city right now. You're damn right there's better things to be doing in the city right now than harassing a person who is engaged in freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of assembly on a traditional public forum. There they go, tucking their tails.
If you think this encounter was intense, you will be shocked to see what happened to these next cops.
Let's cut through the chase. I know the law better than you do.
Police officers wield considerable power, but sometimes they cross the line and target the wrong person, only to face the consequences of their actions. In December of 2023, an individual was peacefully walking and taking photos in the waterfront district of Scottsdale, Arizona, when a store owner suddenly came over and started messing with them.
Sorry, I can't hear you because
What are you guys up to? I haven't given any permission to record.
you haven't given me permission to record
Yeah,
what?
if you record my face, you need my permission. What? How can
Well,
I
then what'd you call me for?
Well, you're recording, and you're recording.
Don't
That's
touch
disrespectful.
me. It's not being disrespectful and sticking your hand in somebody's camera.
No, it's my business.
Now, why don't
need
you
to
guys just go
leave.
back to work? Have a nice day. You ever think this might be going somewhere and you might get some good publicity for your store instead of acting like a fool?
I'm not asking for that. I'm asking, I would like people come and say, hey, did you mind if we record something? That would be nice.
Not with your attitude.
No, I wasn't with my attitude. You start to record without asking.
No, you have a terrible attitude. I'm sure I'm not the first person to tell you that.
No, you are very disrespectful.
Okay. Why don't you just have a good night? Start all over again. So you don't want... I need your permission to film you is what you're telling me, right? But you're allowed to film me?
You're filming me.
Oh, so that means you're allowed to.
The woman believed that she could record the men without their consent, but demanded that they ask permission to film on a public sidewalk. The hypocrisy can be seen quite clearly.
We can have Scottsdale PD ask you to leave.
You can have Scottsdale come here and educate you and tell you what a fool you're acting like.
I'm acting like a fool?
Yes.
We just told you to stop.
100%.
We just
Did you
told
call the police?
I'm about to.
Call them.
Yeah,
They'll
I
come
will.
educate you. Tell you to go back to work.
Call
I am
911.
working. You guys can.
He's calling 911 because a couple of guys are taking pictures on the sidewalk.
Because
You
we
guys
didn't
are
give you permission.
Amy, we're witness journalists. I know what you guys are doing.
And they're harassing.
If you know what I'm doing, you should have acted right.
They are outside the store. You're
Respectful
actually.
to ask me, hey, can I report?
And you
That's
earn
all.
respect by being disrespectful, you get what you get.
And the man is being.
I asked why you guys are recording. And you went on me.
And I what?
Went on me, my business and my employee.
So the cops coming? They're on the way?
Yeah.
Should I wait for them?
Yeah.
Okay. I really wish you wouldn't have been rude. We could have had a nice conversation.
The employee of the store blatantly threatened to call the police on them for filming on a public sidewalk. I mean, how does that make sense? It is shocking to see such ignorance of basic rights.
I am asking the gentleman to stop recording us because I don't feel comfortable being on camera and my client haven't been able to leave the store because she doesn't want to leave. I don't know. They have been there. I'm recording there too to prove everything they have been saying to us. So everything is recorded there. So my client has been able to leave. They said they can do that because they're outside.
Put that down. You're going to talk to me.
I'm not going to put my camera down.
You can put your camera down. It'll still record.
I'm
and
not
I'm
putting
recording.
my camera down. What is the issue?
The issue
Let's start with that. I'm out on a public sidewalk taking some video, and this woman wants me to stop videoing the public sidewalk so her client can leave.
She doesn't want you to video her store. That's
She doesn't?
private property,
No,
not
it's
a
not.
public sidewalk.
Do you really believe that?
That her store is hers? Yes, I do.
That I can't film it from the sidewalk?
I didn't say that. I said she doesn't want
Let's cut
her
through the chase.
store
Let's cut through the
filmed.
chase. I know the law better than you do.
When the cops finally showed up at the scene, Officer Shep made it worse. Her action showed complete disregard for de-escalation, turning a tense moment into an unnecessary conflict.
So what are you going to do about it?
Why are you here?
I'm filming the sidewalk.
What? The sidewalk is
I'm
this
filming
way.
people walking. I can film anything my eyes can see. You know the deal. You know the story, so don't go there.
Well, you already insulted me and said I don't, but
No, I didn't
I'm
say you don't. I said I know the law
asking
better
why
than you.
You're filming the store.
Because I'm filming people. I'm going from one business. Not that I owe you an explanation.
You
but I'm
do.
going to give you. No, I don't.
You
well,
do,
now I'm not
because
going to
you're
give you one.
in front of a private business,
Doesn't matter.
blocking the entry and
No, I was
exit.
standing right over here. Nobody's blocking any entrances. Don't try
You mean
to-
now that you've moved?
I walked up there to talk to you. Let's not start playing games. Everything I do is on camera.
Okay.
Nice try.
So you're not going to tell me why you're here.
I told you why.
No, you said you're filming the sidewalk.
I'm making a video.
That's not the sidewalk.
I can film anything I want. I can film. I'm filming you. I can film inside the store.
Yeah, I gathered.
I can't go into her store unless she invites me in.
The officer had no idea that she was dealing with someone who knew his rights. Instead of protecting his rights, the officer overstepped her authority. But she wasn't going to get away with it.
You know,
Okay,
respect
I'm
the
just
police.
asking
What can I expect from that?
why you're filming her store. It's making
Because
her
that's what I
uncomfortable.
feel like doing.
So you're just instigating
No,
things
not
for
at
the
all.
hell of it.
I've been out here for hours, going store to store, 5-10 minutes in
Okay.
front of each store.
So you've been here for hours filming 5 to 10 minutes of each store.
That's
So you
correct.
have quite a bit of footage of the stores. But because somebody asked you to leave, now you have to what? Harass her?
I wasn't harassing her. I stayed here because she called you. I would have been gone already.
Feel free to go.
Am I free to go?
Yeah.
Okay,
Goodbye.
so I'm free to stay.
No.
Sure I am.
Okay.
And a matter of fact, I'll take a supervisor. I'd like to speak to your sergeant.
Oh, I bet you would. He's
Yeah,
on
look.
his way.
Good.
What's your name?
I'm not interested in giving that to you.
You are going to give it to me
For what?
because we're investigating a crime.
A crime of me standing on the sidewalk? I haven't said a word the whole time we're
That's
standing
what
here.
you say.
The officer assumed that she had the right to demand personal information as she was called on the scene. The only thing more ridiculous than her arrogance was her condescending attitude.
Okay, well, until you can prove otherwise.
You said your supervisor's on the way, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to wait and speak with him.
No.
Yeah.
You seem real confused about
I'm really
the
not
fact
confused.
that we were called here for a reason
You were called here for somebody taking video on a public sidewalk.
of a private business
Doesn't
and
matter.
preventing someone who doesn't want to
I'm
be
not
on
stopping anybody
camera
from leaving.
to leave.
Do you think that's legal? What statute would I be violating?
You're causing a disturbance at this
No,
business.
really not. She caused her own disturbance.
The patron caused her own
No,
disturbance
the
by
owner of the
shopping in a
shop.
store.
The owner of the shop.
The patron.
Decided, no, the owner of
The patron is inside this store who doesn't feel comfortable to leave because you're in a pissing match with this
I'm
owner.
not in a pissing match. I stayed here waiting for you because she told me she called you. What do you want me to do? Run away and leave so you can go look for me? I'm not running anywhere.
Well, I don't.
stayed here waiting for you.
To be combative and not provide any information.
The officer escalated the situation on camera without hesitation. And if this is how she acts when being recorded, imagine how her behavior is when there's no camera.
You came out with an attitude, and I told you what I'm doing. And I asked you if you wanted to de-escalate, calm down, and have a cordial conversation. You don't want to do that.
I told you I already did that.
Orders at me and tell me to do
Okay. Right. Got it.
And you just told me I was free to go.
Yeah, you're refusing to leave.
I don't have to leave.
You're refusing
I'm
to
on
leave.
a public sidewalk. You can't trespass me from a public sidewalk.
I didn't say you're trespassed.
Well, why would I have to leave then?
You asked if you could leave. I said, yeah.
Right, for the
and
purpose
you
of telling
did.
you that that means I can stay.
Okay.
Exactly
That's not, but
It is. Hey, listen, I'm not trying
What's
to give
your
you a
bar
hard
number?
time. I'm not trying to give you a hard time, okay?
Are you kidding me
But
right now?
I'm not going to stand here.
Are you kidding
I'm
me?
not going to stand here and get my rights violated by somebody.
Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me?
No. You've insulted us from the moment we got here. You're more knowledgeable about everything. You're
Not about
refusing to
everything,
identify yourself.
Not about everything.
You're filming a sidewalk,
When it comes
except
to-
for
when it
not
comes to the
sidewalk,
law, as far as
and
these-
this.
The officer claimed that she was insulted when she arrived, but the reality was just the opposite. Jason remained calm, introduced himself, and even tried to de-escalate. Yet instead of acting professionally, the officer took offense where there was none.
You can't chase people off a public sidewalk for no reason. It's not the way it works.
Okay. So are you refusing to provide your name?
Do I have a lawful reason to give you my name?
I told you
Do
why.
you suspect me of a crime?
Yeah.
What crime do you suspect me of?
Well, I'm talking to you, and my partner's talking to them.
So what crime do you suspect?
Disorderly conduct.
Okay, well, we'll wait and see if your sergeant agrees with that.
Okay, so you're refusing to provide your name. Got
No,
it.
I told you I want to speak to your sergeant.
He's on the way.
Okay, so when your sergeant gets here, if your sergeant tells me I lawfully have to give him my name, I will. Him or her.
Yeah. And you're refusing to say anything.
Same thing he said.
Great.
I
And
know the law.
I got it. I don't need to hear any more about how you know the law.
You don't need to hear about anything. I think you need to be educated on the law, and I think your sergeant's going to do that for you when they get here.
Okay. That sounds good, Jason.
How do you know my name?
You introduced yourself.
There you go. So I gave you my name.
No, you didn't.
You just said I introduced myself.
As Jason.
That's my name.
That's your legal
That's the
name.
they
No
gave
last
me.
name, no middle name.
The officer had no legal justification to demand his credentials. Fortunately, he knew his rights and wisely requested to talk to her supervisor.
What company do you work for?
I'm not going to answer any questions until your sergeant gets here.
Okay.
And then maybe I still won't, but I probably will.
Drug 6 starts at 30.
You're making a mountain out of a molehill.
Start us at 30.
And we really should try to be a little more professional. You're throwing around false accusations. You said I was blocking the door, preventing somebody from leaving. None of that happened.
If you would have let me finish, the patron does not feel comfortable leaving because you won't stop filming the store. There has never been any problem with you filming the sidewalk, with the exception of you're not filming the sidewalk. So why are you trying to make her uncomfortable?
The officer lacked a clear understanding of the law and turned aggressive instantly. Instead of handling the situation professionally, she escalated it the moment she spoke.
I can film whatever I want.
That wasn't what I said. I told you why we're here. You don't like it.
No.
That's the difference.
No, it's not.
She doesn't
No.
want to leave
So
and
what's
deal
your
with
story?
this.
You said a few minutes ago that I'm doing all this to create a scene.
You are.
So but now you're saying I don't like it that you're here. So which one is it? If I was trying to create a scene, I'd be happy.
You have created a scene.
No, I really have not. I'm out here minding my own business, taking video on a beautiful day, not bothering a soul. And this woman
Except
wants
for
me
you are bothering a soul. That is my point.
Not lawfully.
Okay.
No,
All right.
Not at all.
Okay. Well,
So what if I was out here not filming? What if I'm out here reading a book and a person says, I don't want to see your book, books trigger me, and I would like you to put that book away so I can read my story.
Okay.
Cool.
Thank you, officer, very much. Yeah, if they don't respect the police,
Exacerbating fear.
thank you very much.
There's nothing to be afraid of. A couple of guys out here. Do I look like I'm out here breaking the law?
She had nothing to say when Jason questioned her. She acts like she knows everything, but her lack of knowledge is quite evident.
So would you say that whatever you were doing was causing a disturbance for her business?
No, I think her
No?
coming out, yelling at me, sticking her hand in my hand,
Okay.
doing all that, might have. I don't know.
Do you think that this makes everyone comfortable?
Well, that's a whole nother discussion.
Well,
So,
that-
I'll tell
but
you
that-
what.
but that's what I'm
answer.
asking you,
I'll answer,
because-
sure. I'll answer. Some people love being on.
Right.
Some people
And
don't,
some
other
hate
people
it, right?
don't. Right.
Okay.
Yep.
So
That's why I make
you
very sure
you
I'm-
doing what you do, wouldn't it make sense if somebody comes to you and has an issue with what's going on and it's just causing problems in front of the business to just move along?
Well, I'll tell. And if she didn't call you, I would have been gone. And like I said, I'm in front of each.
Well, how long have you been here?
Since we first got here, probably a half an hour because I stayed.
No,
here
I
for
mean in
83
front
years.
of this particular
I
store.
was here for probably less than a minute when she first came out.
The supervisor arrived on the scene and remained noticeably calm, unlike his officers. However, this only highlighted how poorly his officers were handling the situation.
You've been here for a half an hour.
Because I waited for the police. She said she was calling. I'm not going to run away if she said she's calling.
Right,
the
but
police.
what is the point?
I told you I'm making a travel video about the shopping.
Right, but my point is if you got all these stores to go to, right? And you've had no issues with any interactions with any of the other stores, correct?
I have had the first negative
Right.
interaction of the day.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
That being said,
Yeah.
why stay and continue to be an issue?
There was not even a chance. You're talking about. A
Okay,
minute.
you're missing my point.
Well, first
Okay.
of all,
So if you're walking around and you got all these stores to go to,
Yes.
and the one that causes issues for you and you're causing issues
well,
for
like I
them,
said, if she didn't say she was calling the police, I would have been gone already. I waited because she said she was calling the police. I don't want you to have to look.
how many times did she ask them to leave?
She was filming them before they still.
Well, I'm on a public sidewalk, so I never went into her store.
I understand that, but you're still right in front of the doors.
No, I was here. I was literally standing here.
Even though calm, his knowledge was as thin as that of his officer. Instead of protecting Jason's rights, he violated them by blaming himself. Another tyrant exposed.
My camera was like this,
Mhm.
and I purposely set up so I could view down the sidewalk that way and a little bit in front of the store here.
So you weren't filming into it?
When she first came out, no, it was not. Nope.
Like the velvet rope?
Well, I mean, they have a shotgun mic that they have on their stuff right now listening to us, so this is a private conversation. So if they're filming into the...
He thinks I'm recording this private conversation out on the sidewalk.
It's whatever.
Like I said, the biggest thing is a shotgun mic. The biggest is that you guys see what's going on, which is
And you said you did travel videos?
Yes, I do.
What's your
Been doing it for 5 years.
What's your YouTube?
Well, when this all wraps up and you guys have made your decision and let me know what your plans are, I'd be happy to give it to you. I'm not trying to hide who I am.
Clearly you are.
No, I'm really not.
Okay. Well,
I'm really not.
when I ask a question and you don't answer it, that indicates you're hiding it.
Well, I just told you I wanted to speak to you, sorry.
Yeah, no, I gathered that. Sorry about that.
All right,
What
so
do we got, Sergeant?
you know what I mean? I'm not sure what you're expecting.
Well, I don't know. Somebody calls the police and the police are here doing
Well,
investigation.
they're
I think a logical question is
they're
where we at.
uncomfortable with what you guys are doing. So basically everything starts off what the client was talking about, and the client didn't feel comfortable being filmed.
Okay.
So that's why she called the police.
Okay.
You guys aren't doing anything illegal.
I was gonna say, isn't that a little foolish?
No.
I think you have better things to do than have somebody call you because
I mean, we
they
handle
don't feel
lots.
like walking out of a store.
Well, I mean, you make people feel uncomfortable. Like
No,
we,
people
like we
make
talked
themselves
about.
feel
Well,
uncomfortable.
I'm not here to argue with you.
So if somebody's
I'm not
very,
here to argue
if
with
somebody's
you.
very happy to
I'm
be
not
on my
here to
camera,
argue
I'm
with
asking you a question.
I'm not going to answer it because
All
I'm
right,
going to
well,
tell
then
you.
have a
Listen,
good day. Have a
listen.
good day.
We talked about
Have
the
a good
fact
day.
that some people
I'm
like
not
to be
interested in having
filmed
a conversation either.
and
Have a
some
good
don't.
day.
All I'm
You
going to
guys
tell
all
you,
done? I'm free to leave.
all I'm telling you is
I'm
this:
free to leave.
if you cause disturbances,
Have a good day. I don't want to hear it.
you're looking
I don't
at.
want to hear your directives. Have a nice day.
Have a good day.
Yeah, you too. And instead of exacerbating fear, maybe you should tell her the real deal.
I already talked to her.
You already talked to her. You make her feel better?
I don't know.
Is her feelings feel better now?
I don't know. Do you feel better?
I've been feeling great since the start, man. I was hoping a little more from you. I was expecting a little more from you, and I was hoping you were going to show up and do the right thing. But you'll get the feedback. You'll hear about it.
These officers are a prime example of why the public's trust in the police is fading. Instead of upholding the law, they abused their power, made false accusations, and used threats of arrest to intimidate. And if you think this was intense, this next auditor really took these cops to the cleaners.
You're not going to record me, so if you put that away, then we'll discuss.
Yeah, why are you coming up on me like that, man?
In June of 2023, First Amendment Auditor Sean Paul Reyes decided to head over to the Suffolk County Traffic Violations Bureau to conduct an audit and exercise his constitutional right. It didn't take long before an officer approached him, attempting to intimidate him.
Sit down. Put that down.
Whoa, back away from me, man.
Put that down.
What are you doing?
Let's go.
Back away. Back away. This is not. I'm not in a courtroom. I'm not in the courtroom. Who are you? Yeah. Why are you coming up on me like that, man? Well, I'm not in any courtroom or anything. I'm not in a restricted area. This is a public area.
I'm just asking you not to film.
But this is a public area. I'm not.
In the area.
Yes, I'm in a public area. This is a public area.
There's no filming in the area. Let's go.
Yeah, there's no reason for you to get. Listen, are you security guard or law enforcement? Are you security guard or law enforcement, sir? Can I get your name? Badge number 117.
John saw himself ganged up on by a group of tyrants, but soon a supervisor appeared, lecturing him on some unlawful signs regarding photography.
Hey, how you doing? Are you a supervisor here?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just taking some pictures and video. I'm a journalist.
Sure, come on over this way. I'm going to show you the sign.
Yeah, well, let me see the sign. Sure, no problem.
So I'm going to ask you to nicely to please shut this off and then read the sign and then determine how you want to proceed.
So what rules of the chief judge? Are you law enforcement? Yeah, I mean, there's no reason for five security guards.
Read the sign and then stop recording.
Are you law enforcement, sir?
Yes.
You're law enforcement?
I'm going to ask you to read the sign.
Are you public safety?
And I'm going to ask you to read the sign.
Rules of the chief judge. Electronic recording and audiovisual coverage in court facilities, court proceedings. Yeah, of court proceedings. Where's the actual order? This is just a sign. Where's like an order from the judge?
Is the order. From the chief judge right now.
Yeah, the chief judge of where?
So once again, you're in a courthouse.
Yeah.
You've read the sign. You've seen no video, no photographers, no recording.
What's the law though?
John made it clear that emotions and baseless signs don't override constitutional rights. He continued grilling the tyrant security guard who had no clue about the law.
I can call a police officer and a deputy sheriff if you'd like me to. What can I do to assist you?
I mean, you could definitely call law enforcement. I would love for you to call law enforcement because I would like for you to get educated. This is not a law. These are policies, sir. Can I get your name?
Sure, Captain Wright.
Captain Wright?
Ray.
Captain Ray.
Yes.
Yeah, these are policies, and this officer here tried to come at me from behind and put his hands on me. You're not here to put your hands on anybody, man. That's not okay.
So what can I do to help you today?
That's not okay. You're public safety.
What can I do to help you today?
I'm not a danger of the public safety. Yes, I am recording, so I'm a journalist. I have a First Amendment right to record in publicly accessible areas. I'm gathering content.
The signs are very clear.
I'm not in a courtroom.
Do you have business here today, sir?
I'm not in a courtroom. Yes, I do.
Well, it says if you actually read the sign, office or hallway.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask
So where's the courtrooms?
So I'm going to ask you
Where's the
nicely.
courtrooms? Is this the hallway of a courtroom?
The auditor's persistence left the security supervisor flustered, forcing him to call in an actual law enforcement officer.
Yeah, I'm just a First Amendment, I'm a First Amendment advocate. I'm a journalist. I'm not in, there's no courtrooms around here where I'm at. These are publicly accessible areas. I'm just working on a story, gathering content for a story. Peacefully, I'm not bothering anybody, and they're making a big deal about it.
What are you trying to accomplish?
I'm trying to accomplish exercising my rights without being told to stop. That's really what I'm trying to accomplish.
Mind trying to open me out here real quick?
I'd be
happy to talk with you. Can you me all you want?
I mean, we could talk, but I don't want to talk out there unless you're going to. No, I'm just recording all the signage here and all the public documents that are inside. Yeah, I'm not anywhere near any courtrooms. Nowhere near courtroom.
All right.
No, not even in them.
I showed this gentleman all the signs and asked him to read it.
Yeah, but these aren't the law. These aren't the law, though. These aren't the law, sir. These are signs. These are policies.
These policies are what the building is asking you of.
Yeah, they're policies. I have a right. This is a public building. I have the right to be in this public building. And just because I'm recording shouldn't restrict my access to the public building. I'm not bothering anybody. I'm not interrupting any courtrooms. I'm not doing anything of that nature.
Then it turns out that the officer had no clue about the law and was as dumb as those security officials. It didn't take long for Sean to humiliate him as well.
They have to sign up here for a reason.
I understand it's a policy, but they also, sir, deputy, they also had signs once upon a time that said people of a certain skin color couldn't come into an establishment, correct? Were those signs acceptable? Just because it's on a sign.
Can we talk over here? So
I'd rather.
Over here?
I'll get out the way. We can come over here.
Come over here. Just follow me over here.
We can come over here.
All right. Okay. So what are you trying to do? Besides just record?
I'm just recording in publicly accessible areas. That's all I'm doing. And if you are going to violate my rights in any way, you let me know that, and I'll take it up with the proper venue. If you're going to arrest me for any reason,
I said I was going to arrest you.
I would hope not. I'm not breaking the law.
Eventually, the officer removed Sean from the building and he had to abandon his recording. Just a year later, he returned to the building, but this time to fight the 4 tickets that he had received earlier for tint on his SUV.
Hi, ma'am. How are you?
What'd they do? They gave you tickets for front, back?
So they gave me a ticket for each window. I drive an SUV. Ma'am. I'm sorry. I drive an SUV, and the back 2 windows, according to the motor vehicle traffic law, the back 2 windows of an SUV could be of any darkness.
Okay.
So he gave me one
What's
ticket.
on your phone? Are you about to show me something?
No, I don't need to show you
You're
anything.
going to show me something.
No.
I'm going to get rid of 3 of them, okay? I'm just going to charge you for 1.
Right. Yeah. I appreciate that, ma'am. But you said you would get dismissed 3 of them and charge me for 1 tint ticket. They're all unlawful. So I would just ask for time to get an attorney at that point and go to trial.
The lady was kind enough to let go of all 3 tickets, but Sean was fighting a more significant cause and wouldn't let this tyranny slide. Moments later, the female official found a problem with being recorded.
Calm down, because I feel like you're videoing me.
Can I put my phone down?
Yeah, because I feel like you're videoing me.
I video. Oh, okay. Are you a public servant? I record all my interactions with public servants.
You're not going to record me, so if you put that away, then we'll discuss.
Ma'am, I just record all my interactions for transparency and accountability with.
I'm not going to do that, though.
Why not? Isn't the director here pro-Constitution? Brian Browns, right? He's pro-First Amendment. I was told that the director here encourages
Just give us a moment.
constitutional activities.
You can have a seat, please.
Sure, no problem. No problem.
Sean discovered that a new pro-Constitution chief, Brian Browns, had taken over, and the unlawful boards were removed. But still, officials continued to avoid the camera.
Absolutely hypocritical. So what the prosecutor tried to do was get me to agree to a plea bargain where I plead guilty. She takes away 3 of the tickets and leaves me only with 1. But I'm not willing to do that because they're retaliatory tickets from Sergeant Mio for exercising my First Amendment right. 2 of them are outright unlawful, and the other 2 are not correct either. They're not lawful either. He didn't use a tint meter to gauge the light passing through. My tints are legal.
All right, so you have 4 tint tickets.
Right.
3 of them I'm going to dismiss, and the other one I'm going to drop the fine for you to 105.
I appreciate that, ma'am. I appreciate that, ma'am. It's more than just the money for me. It's about the principle. This officer gave me these tickets in retaliation for we had a previous interaction before he pulled me over that he didn't like, where I was recording him, and he didn't like it, so he pulled me over for the tints. My tints are legal. The back 2 windows can be any darkness. So I would just like to consult an attorney if I can get a date, so I can consult an attorney about moving forward.
It didn't take long for the woman to return and offer service again. The new chief's rules worked, and Sean got what he came for.
That's fine, yeah.
That's fine. So just have a seat.
I appreciate you. Negotiating the plea for me, but it's a principle thing, not a money thing. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it.
Just have a seat.
Yep.
And we'll get that date.
No problem. Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
August 26th, okay?
August 26th. Thank you, ma'am.
You could come before that date if you want. You don't
Okay.
have to wait if you're not married to that date.
Okay, perfect. All right, thank you so much. Have a great day, okay? Take care. So we have a new date here, August 26th. Hey, how are you guys? Good.
After getting a court date, Sean left the desk and continued to record for a good amount of time. Fortunately, no officer or security personnel came over to stop him, showcasing that the institution was being handled much better. Well, that brings us to the end of this video. Today, corrupt officers challenged the wrong people and paid the price. Their lack of legal knowledge was evident, and it was satisfying to see them exposed and humbled by ordinary citizens. And if you agree with me, please support us by liking this video. Also, if you enjoyed this video, watch how some of the worst domestic abusers get owned by the cops.
Turn around, you're under arrest for domestic battery.